Alright.
I got special mics and everything, and then we didn't even use them.
Do you still have them?
Yeah.
Special mics. More like Mike and Ike's.
Okay,
Am I right?
We'll have a separate conversation.
No one heard that, but it's cool.
I heard it.
I heard it.
I didn't
I'm proud of you.
Alright. Welcome back to Attic Antics School Edition. Since people's schedules get a little cray-cray, we can't really find after school hours, so gotta do school time. So I want to start this off. I'm with Anaya and Isidra.
Hi.
Isidra.
Yes.
And we live. Basically, I just had psychology.
Okay.
Yes.
And it fucking blew my mind. Okay, so we watched this video for homework last night. It was a TED Talk.
Dude, I cried.
Are you
I
serious?
literally
I
cried.
haven't watched it.
Oh
When
my-
she started talking about
oh my god.
like how she was like ready to die and the fact
Oh
that
my
she
God.
didn't die and like the way she had to. I was like,
Can I? So, a lot of the questions. Oh shit! It's on my phone. No. Okay, I'll pull out my questions of what I wrote down. I was like, holy fucking shit!
I know it
About
was,
the brain.
It was
basically her left side and
she
the
brought
right.
out a whole ass brain.
She brought out a literal brain. Shit got
and she was
crazy.
so cute and like witty.
She was
I loved
very.
her.
I didn't know how she was like physically expressing
know.
that. Like, how do you remember? How do you remember? I was like,
When,
what?
the question was like, what surprised you the most? I was like, how is she able to go in like that much vivid
Yeah,
detail
dude,
about what she went
literally,
through? Like,
I-
how does she remember everything?
I had to stop. I had to stop writing because I was writing too much. Like he was like,
Dude,
"Hi, Sydney. What's up? We're recording a podcast." Ooh.
oh,
She has a,
Pretty much. Oh, don't do that. I might get broken up with. Sydney. Ah, jeez. I'm not gonna come. Okay, she's gone.
When is Riley coming on the pod?
Riley, we did like an hour-long one on the way to LA, and we talked a lot about Kanye. And because we have different opinions on Kanye, I'm biased due to my extreme passionate love for his musical ability.
you went
Dude, I'm
off
kinda
in
biased,
English.
too.
You did.
What did I go off about? I don't know.
About Kanye,
About Kanye.
because you wrote like your college thing on him.
I did. No, not about him. I wrote it about music.
Oh, you know, but
And then
but he was.
It wasn't
putting
about
right?
Kanye.
Well, I
he was.
just know.
He was.
I didn't read it, but
it
I
was-
just know that you and Jordan
Yeah.
were going off.
Huh?
You and Jordan had a whole conversation about Kanye.
We did, and she said that she said new Kanye or old Kanye,
And
and
you
I
said,
said, well, if you
forever
if
One would that be
Kanye.
better?
forever Kanye, you can't really you gotta understand him, but that's kind of an impossible feat. You know,
I don't think
no
anyone
one
can
can truly understand Kanye. Not even Kim can understand
Not
Kanye.
even Kanye understands
Not even
Kanye.
Kanye understands because it all goes back to the brain.
Like,
It all goes back to the
oh,
brain, man.
psychology and everything.
But like the structure of his brain, our brains are such fucking
I know,
crazy
I
mysteries
know.
to
Wait,
me.
what if Kanye's brain is completely just right hemisphere?
I think he's all left.
That's what I was about to
don't
say.
think
I
he
thought
has
he
it
was
right.
left.
I don't think he
Oh,
has it
wait,
right.
Which
Which
one's
that-
the creativity one? Is it left?
The left.
Yeah, left.
Okay, just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
I mean
So
left.
he
Not right.
has strictly creative
Honestly,
thought.
that would
Video yet.
explain
That would
a
explain a lot. I would love to see an MRI of Kanye's brain,
Dude,
bro.
whoa.
I want to scan that shit.
Constant brain
You ever think about how
stimulation.
weird it is that like now we have the ability to like look inside of people's brains when they're alive still and just be like, this is why they are this. And like not really. That's
Yeah.
very broad and very
Yeah.
like not
I see what you're
explanation.
saying,
But like you can just like you can do something to them and you see what pops up in their brain and then they're like, oh, okay, they are more left centered or they're more right centered.
Can you imagine the first dude to like look at an
Dude.
MRI?
How do you think they created that
I
technology?
don't, oh my god.
Aliens.
Aliens.
No, but, like,
it's all
okay.
aliens.
At that point, like, how did they do anything? Like, how did people learn to wash their hands? Like, you know,
That's
because
true.
we're learning that in philosophy.
Yeah, you're right, 'cause,
Like,
like-
the first person who, like, this guy, he's like, oh, just wash your hands before you do, like you help someone give birth or whatever. And then he saved like thousands of women's lives, but he didn't know why. He just said, wash your hands, and then they put him in an insane asylum, and then he died at like 50. Yeah. So like,
And that
why do
was
you
the end
do
of
yeah,
his
so,
life.
like,
And I've never heard of that guy
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, because everyone
that's his whole
thought
legacy.
he was crazy. Because they're like, why are we washing our hands? But it worked. So like, why do we do anything?
So, does
So
that
they
mean,
locked him up in an insane
Yeah.
asylum for telling people to wash their hands,
Yeah,
but
because
they
they
were like, "Fuck,
insulted.
no."
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What? I've never heard of this man before.
I forgot his name.
You want to know what's weird?
Suki.
If we hadn't been in like a history class, get this, we would never have known about the shirtwaist fire. And you know that trips me out because get this, the U.S. government established this company, and no, they didn't really establish it, but it was this big company, big textile company with these like hundreds of workers in there, all women, which is it goes back to it's all about kind of like we're never going to be equal, you know. We're never. It's so ingrained the lack of equality just because of like. How like society is, you know.
Sweater?
I'm all good.
No, thank you.
It's pretty fresh though.
Shout out to Troy Bristol for dropping all that knowledge.
Yeah.
I know,
So
honestly.
what the trippy thing is that 150 people just couldn't get out of their work, and then they died.
It's crazy.
And
Women
now
and
that's
children.
like that event was that probably happened all the time. Hella
Oh,
people
yeah,
died.
1,000%.
Factory workers died all the time. Train workers died all the time. But this one event is the one that made it into our history books that we learn about.
Yeah.
And it's like, how much have we really learned from that? You know, because we're basically killing people
You know what's crazy that
just
people-
at a slower pace.
You know what's crazy that people don't realize?
Huh.
You guys have been to like Tan Fran, right?
What's Tan Fran?
So it's like the shopping center and like kind of near like the airport-ish, near
Yeah.
Tan Fran.
yeah Tan Fran. But
Tan
so
Fran.
it's like it was an internment camp for it was a Japanese internment camp like
Oh, shit.
around there, and they just like built over it.
You ever been?
basically.
Oh, so they literally covered it up. Physically
Literally.
covered it up.
That's crazy, dog.
You ever
How-
think about how
really
if we
in the
didn't
Bay Area.
learn about that, they basically never happened?
Dude,
Bay Area
yeah,
stuff,
that
and then
is
about-
so
yeah.
trippy.
It's a trip, man.
Like
If,
how
like,
IKEA
yeah.
is built on like Native American burial
Dude,
grounds.
I know.
How do we preserve it? Like even if
people
you
don't
teach
really
it, even
give
if
a
you
shit.
teach it to
That's
people,
the
it doesn't
point.
matter because it's not
You know what I
directly
mean?
affecting them.
Exactly.
It all goes back
And
to
that's America for you.
directly affecting.
Yeah, I
If it's
know.
not
That's
in your
so
general
crazy.
vicinity, do I care? We're all in a bubble. We're all in our own
Yeah.
little bubbles. We're in,
Yeah.
there's constant bubbles. Sometimes the bubbles merge into other bubbles, and we kind of see it, but then we're like, and we split off from the bubbles.
Everyone's so open-minded without actually opening their minds. You know what I mean?
No, people think they're open-minded.
Yeah,
but
but they're not.
They're not.
Yeah, totally.
Or,
a
like,
lot of these
people-
liberals in politics, man, they think that they're progressive and open-minded, but then
Dude,
you really
retweet. Oh my God.
you really dig into it, and you see their morals and their like what they say, and like they slip up, and then you know what? If they slip up at a public scale, they can apologize all they want. You still said it, you know. I'm not gonna give any like specific examples because why would I do that? Facts? What the fuck? Who went
Like,
a
Cameron, drop a specific example.
Yeah.
specific
I don't
example?
know.
One of many.
When Joe Biden's like,
Joe Biden. Oh
hey,
my god.
Wait.
I'm a like
You guys are 18, right?
17.
I'm 17.
I turned
But you're
18.
going to be.
She's
We're gonna-
16. She's
We're gonna be able to
We're
vote.
gonna be
Yeah,
voting.
dude, I know. I'm
Literally,
so excited.
our options-
I think about that all the time. Okay,
It's
our
a-
options. It's mine is either.
But it's nice that y'all are voting.
Yeah. So mine. Do you guys know who you're voting for?
Is it because get this?
Do you have an idea?
Kids in the South are still gonna be able to vote as
That's-
well. You know,
true. Yeah,
so
yeah.
it balances out, but like in a not good
But
way.
it's nice that young people now are so.
No, because like I've been saying
Yeah.
my opinion on all this.
You're right.
Because
I'm big
I've
of
been
passion.
like voicing my opinions on everything like
Yeah.
this since I was in 7th
Are
grade.
you?
and
Do you have a
now
big
I
presence on
finally-
Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big
Dude,
presence on
people
Twitter.
come up to me
And
and
they're
tell
like, "I
me
loved
how
your
much
tweet. I loved your tweet.
Dude,
That was
people
really
love your
deep."
tweet. Serge and I come up to me all the time. They're like, "Thanks for making my Twitter feed amazing." I'm like,
Oh my god! I'm like, of course,
Like,
of
wow.
course.
Dude, you have a guy who tweets like all this like, information.
I don't even have a
And then
Twitter.
you have my Twitter. You have my Twitter where I'm talking about how Russian porn.
What?
How like I keep getting DMs from bots and stuff.
Oh my god!
dude,
this is
I
real
get on
life.
so many of those. I'm like on like a new one every day, and
It's
then they
weird.
like delete it.
Where do
and
they
then
find us?
I don't know.
Do you get?
All the time.
Yeah.
And you're just like decline.
Oh, I
but
don't-
like,
I just
why do we
ignore
have
them.
to
I just
decline?
ignore them. I
Why
don't.
is this image?
Yeah, I know,
You
like,
can't.
my
But think about this.
pics
Think
and
about
then
this.
the heart face
Think about this.
emoji.
Think about this. There are 6th graders on Instagram getting these requests.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I
is
know.
it's literally impossible
And like even
to
with
avoid
the
this
hacks,
exposure.
like when people are
Exactly.
getting hacked and saying, "Oh, you're on like the top sexiest
Yeah.
list," like even that, like imagine like a
Like,
6th
that's a
grader.
literal
I
form
got,
of, like,
I
bullying.
got Instagram when I was in 5th grade. So like a 10-year-old getting that.
I had it in 6th grade.
I got it.
Oh, I
Sixth
didn't.
grade.
My mom didn't let me. She didn't know about it. Yeah.
Oh, it was a secret?
Yeah, she didn't know
Did
that.
keep it low key?
It's from your period, Leo. Do you know who this belongs to?
Anyway,
Not about that.
Yeah.
Basically, the brain. It's all stems from
Brain.
the brain, bro. It's
How
a
did we
trip.
are you guys like keeping up with the election?
Yes.
I try
Are
not.
you gonna vote?
I try not to.
Well, because I turned 17
It hurts my
next
soul.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I keep thinking
I
you're
feel
turning 16.
if you're around
Fuck
too
off.
much negativity, because get this, Anaya,
Yeah.
our options are Donald Trump or like Bernie Sanders and or Joe Biden.
But the thing is, Bernie Sanders doesn't have as much traction as he did.
No, he's in the lead.
How do we?
But
Yeah, but
remember-
like,
do you
what is
remember
the lead? What is
how-
the lead? Is he the lead in
Well, the
America
Demo-
or like
the
the polls?
Democratic-
What are
Democratic-
polls?
the Dem-
How do we see polls? What do they? Do the polls
Whoa,
affect people's?
surveys?
Yeah, but
Not
like, how
surveys.
accurate are surveys? We've learned this in psychology.
Yeah,
What
they're
like
not-
surveys are very biased. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
there's surveyor
well, they can
bias.
be biased and they cannot be biased.
can
you know
be
what I mean?
biased,
You
but how do we
no, but
know?
if you get an average of all of them, even like the like,
Right, but
you know what I mean?
the news sources that we get this from, they're not going to take the time to average those. They're gonna
yeah, but
they're gonna
it's
use
not the news
they're gonna
one.
use
It's
the
they there's other like
They're gonna
places
use-
that take all the news.
they're gonna use the
statistics.
statistics that help their agenda. That's a big thing,
But that's not allowed.
huh?
That's not allowed.
That's not allowed. But
no,
get this,
that's not allowed.
it is. Free media is horrible. But then again, if you leave it to only, better than leaving it to like only like Fox News and CNN, you know. But if you,
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to have a happy medium. When you're flipping through CNN and Fox News, you see what both sides have to say. You try, it's very hard because it's easy to get influenced by everything. But you have to try your hardest not to get influenced and keep your own psyche and choose and pick
Yeah.
and choose what to believe. But the thing is, how?
Yeah.
How do you
it's
know?
so hard, though,
Yeah.
to, like...
To differentiate between what's real and not real? It's a fucking trip, man. I don't know how. Do you know how?
Do that.
How?
Tedious.
How?
Do that.
It's tedious, but like, what if I just want to watch Breaking Bad all day instead of filter through something that's not going to better me in any way?
Well,
That's a personal decision.
yeah.
I guess so.
And if you decide not to filter it, then that's your own discretion, right? Then you're getting the information that you're choosing not to filter through.
Yeah, vote for Jesse Pinkman or some
Vote
shit.
for Jesse Pinkman. Fucking love Jesse Pinkman.
I love...
I think that's the best show that's ever
Did
been
you
made
see
ever.
the teaser for the movie?
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. I'm doing a podcast with Connor Allen later today, and we're
Okay,
gonna
okay.
talk about it. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Dude, no. But I rewatched the pilot episode of Breaking Bad last night or yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and in Bristol's class,
For sure.
and I
Of course.
no because I'm his TA, and he was just doing like a lame lecture, you know.
His
I'm
lectures
kidding.
are
His
not
lectures
lame.
are
They're
awesome.
not lame.
They're awesome.
Dude, I literally, when I was taking the AP test, I would like
You think of his
like,
lectures?
Of, like,
Yeah.
I would literally think of like specific things he would
Dude,
say.
his style of teaching, like people are like, oh, he's just wasting time. No,
Yeah,
it
he doesn't,
really
like,
speaks
don't
to my
fuck with
soul.
our ships. Like
Don't
I said
fuck
that,
with our ships,
dude.
The
like,
USS Maine,
Yeah.
like, is
Because people fucked with our shit.
Yeah,
people fuck with our
exactly.
ships all the time, and we don't fuck with people fucking with our ships.
Exactly, and like the whole
It's not a-
analogy, like America's a baby. Like, oh my god, like
Big boy
I remember.
America.
Yeah.
I remember like specific like.
I liked his De La Salle football analogy
Yeah.
to with the revolution.
That was so funny.
Shit's ridiculous. But no, back to Breaking Bad. It's the great. Have you guys watched it?
Yes.
I haven't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do not have the time.
and I know you don't have the time, but try to make time. There's a lot of like what instead of like being passionate towards your Twitter feed for like a day, just watch the pilot episode of Breaking Bad.
Just fucking
It'll
fill your
change-
brain with entertainment and TV and
Do you
actual information.
does your Twitter feed like voicing your opinion
Oh yeah.
bring you joy?
Oh, yeah.
Like hella joy.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of what I read on Twitter is informing me of what's going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I don't have time to watch the whole Democratic.
How do you
debate, how do you
tailor your Twitter feed?
I don't
do
know.
you tailor
The
it to be?
tweets just
Do you
find
tailor
me.
it to be? Oh, they just find you.
I don't know how to explain it. Like really,
Oh,
like
seriously?
I literally could be feeling a mood, and then
Twitter
like
feeds
that
are
day,
so trippy.
I know, like
No,
that day
they're
I'll find
so
like 10
weird.
tweets like of that mood, like I'm feeling today.
But the
I'm
thing
like,
about
how
this
is
is,
this
you
finding
can
me?
tailor your feed to
Oh,
be what you want to hear.
1000%. Yeah.
You can tailor, like, if you follow a bunch of conservative sites Like you that's all you hear.
Yeah.
That's all you hear.
And then like if you follow a bunch of like liberal people, then all you're
gonna see is this
like, all the
what you
trending
want to
and stuff
hear,
is
you
gonna
know.
be the one, exactly.
And Twitter tailors it for you because ad revenue.
Exactly.
That sweet ad revenue. It's the lifeblood of everything now.
But I love Twitter. I send way too much.
Fuck it, it's awesome.
Dude, no, I set like a limit now.
You should.
Oh, I don't.
Snapchat gets me sometimes. I'll find myself like I don't use my phone a lot. Like boy, guys, pull out your phone, okay?
No.
Pull it out. Pull it out.
Are you gonna do screen time?
Yep. We're doing it. Screen time. Pull it out. We're gonna see what we got. All right.
I feel like you're my mom telling me.
Pull out the last 7 days, guys. We're gonna see how we're doing here. All right. Do we have any limits? Are we gonna set any limits, or am I gonna have to?
Okay.
Are we gonna have to set some limits, guys?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I got mine.
Mine's not loading.
Let's put it in a circle.
Oh.
See how we're doing.
See, okay, but look at mine.
Where are we going?
Okay, so mine's 3.5.
This
Wait,
is
3 hours,
do
5 minutes.
last 7 days.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, I found it.
It averages it.
Dude, that is so gross. Okay, sorry.
Entertainment, social networking, but it's so bad. How are you doing?
No, but here's the thing. I use social networking to educate myself.
Okay, for the viewers at home, do you mind if we compare stats?
Go for it.
yeah.
I don't
Alrighty, so
Oh, I'm the best.
Inaya, 3 is that good though? Yeah. Because most of what I use my phone for in the last 7 days has been maps, Netflix to watch shows, and then YouTube to watch my
Mine's
shows.
Instagram, Spotify,
Mine's
and
Instagram,
Safari.
YouTube, Google, Messages, Twitter, Snapchat.
Spotify is good.
Clock.
Bro, I haven't been able to listen to as much music as I wanted to. But the music thing is also inaccurate because last night I took like 2 hours of my life to just straight listen to music, but it wasn't on my phone, so my phone's not tracking it, you know? But it all goes. So Snapchat. How we like Snapchat, I have a problem. Like it's bad.
What's yours? Mine's an hour.
It's bad. Like
Mine's
really
an hour
bad.
and 35.
I don't know like what's wrong with me though. Like daily average 25 minutes, you know?
Mine's
But like
13.
but like what the fuck?
25.
Like it's so weird. Okay, now we're gonna switch it, right? Go to your Instagram.
My Instagram's
like the
bad.
app or the
Yeah. So you go to the Instagram.
Oh,
No, you go to the app Instagram.
Oh,
Watch. It'll
yeah,
tell you.
yeah,
It'll tell you your
yeah.
activity. You go to your activity, and my daily average on Instagram is 1 minute.
Wow,
Damn.
you.
I don't use Instagram ever, and that my like people say it's like bad because you're not like keeping up with it.
36 minutes.
Okay,
Mine's an hour, guys.
are you for real?
It's because like I
Let
get
me
so
see.
lost like looking at like
Explore page.
I like get like into like
Into
a rabbit
zones.
hole.
Oh, for
Me
I get that way with
too.
YouTube. With YouTube, no. But so my phone doesn't do me justice because
Ooh,
a lot of the
watch
time I'm on
weirdest
YouTube.
Stuff
No, on YouTube because it'll get you into a
'Cause,
fucking
like, I get-
a
I
deep
remember
little
one
like
time
total
it was,
rabbit
like,
hole. It's
3
total Alice in
a.m.
Wonderland, fucking trippy
No, I
trip
was like
world.
watching at like 3 a.m. I was watching a home birth video.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know how I got there.
Have you,
And I
have you
had
seen the
also
one where it's
an
the birth in
insomnia.
nature one? Where
No,
she's
it's she's
the
in her
river?
bathtub, and she just yanks it out. It's so weird.
Isn't it?
It was
Kinda like
so weird.
okay, birth
Yeah.
is such a trip because if you physically see it, it's a totally different
yeah.
chemical reactions and everything in your brain compared to seeing it online. You know?
Oh,
do
yeah.
you remember your reaction in our health class when we all like were forced to sit
We
in that
were
room
all
together?
grossed out.
We were for a little freshmen, 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and they're like,
Dude, I'd be
check
grossed
out
out
this
I'd be
baby
grossed out now
coming
watching
out
it.
of this
I'm gonna
lady.
Be honest.
No, that shit was gross
Yeah.
as fuck, and that was mandated by our government.
I know.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, man.
I think it's weird how much our government gets away with mandating us.
I
Oh,
agree,
yeah, 1000%.
totally. Like
This
we
is a
are
woman's
forced.
vagina being
we are forced
broadcasted
to take
to
math.
children.
You ever think about how weird that is?
Yeah.
How much math are we gonna use in our professions? Why do they teach it to us so young?
Yeah.
If we need the math in
'Cause
those
I feel like,
professions,
well,
we'll learn it in the
Math
profession. They
kinda
have
gives
training
you,
for that,
like, it
you know?
trains you like
Oh, the left
processes
side of your
like that.
brain?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it teaches you how to get through. Like
It's
based
kind of
on
like a
math.
workout. It's kind of like a mental
Yeah,
workout,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Totally,
yeah.
yeah, I get that. And that kind of
no,
just
there are
like keeps you on your
certain
toes.
subjects where I'm like, why the fuck is this?
So
required?
is our school system, is that school system good in that way of that mental workout? Because our whole careers, it's been mental workout, you know? You study, you take a test, you spit it out, you forget it.
I guess it is.
It's a
good.
mental workout, so
good
it's a
for us to
cycle.
have- yeah, it's a good for us
So
to
that
have
is that
stimulation.
repetition good stimulation, or is there ways that we could have better stimulation? You know, I feel like it's not perfect at all. With that
Here's the thing,
psychology
I
class,
don't think I don't think making the kids take the classes is what the problem is. I think the stress that
it comes from
with
the root
classes
of the interest.
I think I think because I don't think school is a problem.
Okay.
But what comes with school, it causes
Like
a
the
lot of
social aspects,
just
and
the
the stress,
social aspect, the stress,
the parental aspects.
Like, there are some schools that don't give grades.
What?
Yeah, they don't give grades.
Why?
Like
How?
it's like the school is.
Is it in a different country, like Norway
No,
or
it's
some
in
shit like
no,
that?
it's in America. Like,
How?
There's a lot of.
Well, then they can't go to college.
The
Like,
whole
what?
the whole point of school is for education, not to test you.
Education, not to just.
Yeah, it's
okay.
just trying to teach you, not to test you. Okay?
So it's like,
they
it's all aptitude. I bet if you
Yeah,
do that,
it's-
you don't give them grades, they do fire on that.
That's
like,
what I'm
these,
saying.
These,
That's
these
what,
tests.
and yeah,
That's what I'm fucking saying.
I think all these schools, they all get into amazing colleges. That's what I'm saying.
How?
Because there's
How do these colleges
Did you start
how do
the
these
application?
colleges
No,
filter
did-
through like
Did you
the
start the application process? 'Cause
which
there's
part?
there's a tab that says what was the grading thing or whatever. And
Oh,
there's-
really?
Yeah. So like
Holy
ours is
shit.
A to B or.
So how do
A
they
to
grade
B.
it? How do they assign it? So
I'm
there's
not
still
sure. I don't know
grades,
the
they're
whole
just like different.
logistics of it, but I know that they get into really good schools and like all their like
Fuck.
standardized testing is really high. Because they
yeah?
don't focus on testing, they focus on just making sure they like know it. You know what I mean?
If you think about it, you shouldn't have to fucking buy
Yeah.
these $80 like SAT books to
Exactly.
fucking study.
Dude,
You
no,
should
totally.
Just go in and
But that's a
fucking
trip, though. That's a trip
like, that's
because
the whole point of school. Like, what if I'm just gonna go and like read and stress over this book? Why am I going to class?
Exactly.
Yeah, because
You
dude,
know?
my English class last year. Did either of you guys have Mr. Levy?
No.
Okay, Mr. Levy was a fuck. I mean, and this is in many English classes as well, not just Mr. Levy. But the thing is, you go in the class, he gives you the book, and we read it by ourselves in the class. It's like,
Okay.
homie, do we need to be in this building
Yeah,
for
exactly.
100 minutes? That's
Exactly.
that's why I fucking
Yeah.
love our social justice class so
Oh,
much.
Yeah.
I fucking love it because
No,
this
what
is the
I
first
love-
class.
No,
Shout
here's the
out
thing.
to Missy.
Yeah, shout out to Missy.
Shout out
No,
Missy.
what I love about our social, I feel like I personally, when it comes to like political conversations, it's usually with someone on the opposing side.
Right.
And it's always kind of like
It's always
a
kind of
more
combative.
heated.
It's
Yeah,
more
exactly.
combative. Yeah,
but in
totally.
our class, it's like people.
Miss E picks out
it's-
these thoughts
Yeah,
from
exactly.
us.
And it's like we all have like the same belief, just different variations of
Yeah,
that.
totally.
You know what I mean?
It's
so
very
it's like
interesting
a
to
calm
see.
conversation about our different
It's
beliefs,
so much
but
more
it's
progressive.
centralized on the same thing.
Seriously,
Exactly.
totally.
And I feel like our class specifically, we
have a
we're
really
kinda
good
close.
dynamic.
Yeah, we got like really
We
like
have a really
Sergina
good
was saying
dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Like we all like
And
kind
like
of
you don't
work
see
together.
that. You know what's
and
when it's
everything.
you know what's sad? This one girl, I'm not gonna use names,
Okay.
but this one girl, she had to transfer out of this social justice class due to a girl that was in that class who was like bullying her in the past. You know.
In our
And-
period?
No, in another
Oh,
period.
okay.
But what I find so sad about that,
Yeah.
I was like, I got told this, and I just got so sad because
Yeah.
you're missing out on all this
Yeah.
fantastic dialogue because of something. So one person,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
Miss E really challenges you. You know what I mean?
She
Like you
really
say something
does.
and
She
she's like,
really
"Wait a
does.
minute, so this?" And then you're
Yeah,
like,
and she
Wait,
like you'll
no.
say something
Like, you
and then she'll
backtrack a lot.
clarify. She'll
Yeah.
clarify what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what she takes it in.
Yeah.
And what you're saying, she is giving it in her more broken down.
Yeah.
Shorter version of what she thinks that you
Yeah,
are trying to
exactly.
portray to her, and then you think about you're like, okay, this is what I'm saying, and this is how she's taking it. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
How can I make it more clear? How can
Exactly.
how can I make these people? How
Yeah.
can I think about this differently? It's a lot. It's very thought provoking, and I've
Oh
never
my
had
God.
that in any English
Yeah,
class.
yeah, me neither.
And I love it. Like most of our English classes are just read this book,
No, because
spit it out.
we had AP Lang and Mr. King. He was like, "I'm right, and no other opinion."
Oh,
is-
straight
and
up.
all
That's
other
fucking.
opinions are
That's
wrong."
horrible.
That was, the type of
That was
guy
Miss
he
Mascot. Did either of you guys have Miss Mascot?
No.
Holy
No, I
shit!
had-
Riley and I ranted about Miss Mascot for straight like 15 minutes. Like she's just a fucking whore. Like she's just.
my God.
She's
No, dude, I know,
she's
I know a lot
a
of
self-righteous
people.
just fuck.
Yeah.
And that is a cancerous trait to be having a school teacher.
Exactly.
How does
And
how
she's
does
tenured.
think about this?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Tenure fucking bothers the shit out of me.
Mr. Koo, tenured.
Oh my God! Can I
Mr.
talk about
Singh,
Mr.
tenured.
Koo
Go.
can suck my dick. I don't care. He would literally
It's a
speed
can-
through. He would speed through the lesson.
How do these
literally 30 seconds
How do
to
these-
put on March Madness.
Let me just
How do
say,
these schools? How do these schools interview these teachers and let them teach our
because
kids?
he's the basketball
How?
coach and
How?
schools value
Sports
extracurriculars
over
No,
academics.
he's not.
over
That's the
academics.
thing.
Fucking
You know,
ridiculous.
Skylar and Spencer, they
Yeah.
transferred
Because
because he was
he
such a shit
cunt.
coach.
My bad. I don't meant to say cunt. Cunt's a bad word. You should only use
You
that
should
in very
not.
limited situations.
There's
Mr.
no
Koo.
word bitch.
I didn't even have Mr. Koo, but I've heard he's a cunt.
Do you know CJ's name in my phone is bitch?
Dude, Mr. Q
Why?
was literally the reason I went off the rockers and I wanted to fucking kill
Mr.
myself.
Singh,
Mr.
I had
Q.
him every day, A period, and my mood physically changed because of
Here's
him.
the thing with
Like,
Mr.
it made me
Singh,
wanna,
he's
like-
just too smart for.
No, he's
here.
not. Yeah, he
Yes,
is.
he is. He's too smart.
He is.
Like,
And
he
he
doesn't-
overcomplicates everything. And it's this complicated ass shit. And he's trying to, like, make us know it.
'Cause- sorry.
But he does it in such a,
No, because
like,
he's
I'm
here's the
always
thing,
right.
he's so
way.
smart and he doesn't know how to explain.
But he's too stubborn.
He doesn't. It's like the thing with Mr. Singh is like he doesn't understand that someone else doesn't understand what he's understanding.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's-
because
did you have him?
No, I didn't. But my brother did. Like
Okay.
it's so easy for him to understand it because he's so smart
Mm-hmm.
that he's like, okay, why don't you understand it? So he's trying to like teaches things. in a way
How
that
are you
he'll
not getting this?
understand. That
How
he-
are you not getting this?
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
so much anger
Yeah,
towards Mr. Singh.
I don't take math on campus anymore I hate
Because
all
of
the
how
classes.
fucking
I take
shitty the
them all
teachers
online,
are?
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
smart.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that makes your life a lot easier. I'm taking staff to DVC next semester, and I'm very happy with it. And I'm happy with that because guess what? Right now, I have no math to think about ever. Like my whole world is just mathless. I still know this math,
I know.
and I could still do my sister's math homework. But guess what? I
I'm
am
not doing math
mathless.
this year.
You ever think about how weird
Oh my
geometry
god,
is?
wait, there's a baby!
Oh my god.
Hi, Mr. G.
Hi, Mr. G.
There's a little baby. Oh my gosh, she's so
Mr. G,
small.
would you like to walk over here? We're filming a podcast. Would you like to say like 10 words?
We're recording.
We're just
We're
talking.
talking about the guy that washed his hands or whatever.
Semmelweis?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, we were just talking about him.
We were talking about him at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah. But I forgot his name.
A small
Yeah,
child
no,
walked
Simmel.
into the room.
Its toes are very nice.
Its toes are very small.
Its pinkies
What's
look
your
good,
thing with
bottom
toes? You know when CJ bought feet earrings?
They're funny.
They're ugly.
They're funny. What?
What?
Oh, no, he look him up. He died tragically. Super
Yeah,
sad.
I told them.
I heard institution.
Wrong type of logic.
Yeah.
Institutionalized. Guys, have you watched Mindhunter?
My
Yes.
mom's watching it. I
Holy
haven't watched
shit!
it.
Did you
God,
read
I
about
don't
how
watch
how
anything.
how it was like how he tried to make them understand like Manson's like motives because of
Yes.
how institutionalized and like abused he was, and they're like, guys, if you think about this, none of you guys had this, none of you guys had this experience, but like he did, and then he became a mass fucking cult leader.
Well-
So like, is this the reason why? Can he be slightly justified in that matter? And then they're like, no, he fucking murdered everyone. And they're like, he's like, he never murdered anyone. And they're like, rabble,
had
rabble,
other
rabble, rabble, rabble. But he like, and dude,
Have
I'm
you guys seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
Fuck.
twice. Saw it twice in
So-
fucking theaters.
I thought it
Sui
was
and I
pretty
talked
good.
about it on the podcast. We talked about how
Really?
fucking like you'll never. He talked about
I'm surprised
like
he watched
like
it. Really?
Sui loves Tarantino. No, did
What?
you listen to the guys?
Isn't
You
he
need to
into feet?
you need to listen to the podcast. Me
he?
and
Yes.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's like-
Tarantino has
Maybe.
a feet fit.
Yeah, like
Oh,
every-
Tarantino or Sui?
No, Tarantino. Not Sui. I don't care about his.
Slandered Alex Suri.
Alex Sui.
No, like
We're
in
gonna go on
every one of his
record.
movies, there's,
You like
weird-
feet.
There's like weird.
No, Tarantino for sure has a feet
Yeah,
fit.
and like every one of his movies, there's like weird feet scenes.
Oh, there is. But like that's his choice. That's his artistic choice.
That's his
Everybody's got
prerogative,
Go.
creative freedom.
Oh, should I
If
ask
he
him
likes
a pee
feet-
question?
What?
Should I ask him?
End it with this. End it with this.
Okay,
End it with this.
okay. Wait, but okay.
Stuart,
So let's
Stuart.
say you're in a relationship for like you're okay. Like let's say you're married or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, love this person. Okay, and they say that they have a fetish of people peeing on them.
Okay.
Would you pee on them?
If it doesn't align with my own
Like
fetishes,
like you're not.
but they wanted it
Yeah,
so
yeah,
bad,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you love
exactly.
them.
Exactly.
Would you
Like
pee on them?
you're not getting peed on. You're not getting peed on, but you would pee on them. Like it's just them. They're the one touching the pee.
And it's
whatever.
not like you're degrading them. They
Want it. Like it's like it's a fetish, and they were scared to tell you for so long, but finally they're like, I have this thing and I need it.
But what if
Like,
that
it's
image
like-
and that act makes you never see them in the same way?
I haven't.
no,
thought about
but
that.
that's the
That's
thing.
what they want.
But like you love them, and my thing is, it's like, would you want someone else peeing on them? Because I'd pee on them. I mean, it's not doing anything against me. Sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think I would be on them.
Finally, I've been trying to convince her to say yes. Like you.
You would?
I think I would.
What
Like, why
was
wouldn't
your
you?
apprehension at first? Because like I know getting prompted this question for the first time.
Yeah, it is.
I'm very like.
I don't want to get the bed wet with
That's
my piss.
that's.
You go to the bathtub, shower, boom, golden shower.
No,
That's
here's
what I
the
call a golden
thing,
shower.
here's the
Boom.
Dude, this is all we talked about in Playground last year.
For real?
Yeah. Oh my god, we talked about such weird shit last year.
Who is it? Yeah.
At least the techies.
Can we talk about having big dick energy next podcast?
Sure thing. All right, stay tuned for Big Dick Energy. Signing off from California High School. Goodbye.